It is. It's good to see everybody. A couple of quick things. First, tomorrow's Veterans Day, and on behalf of our team and our coaches and our staff, everybody involved, we want to just publicly say thank you to the veterans, not only in our area but all of those in our lives. I think especially Trey Humphrey, a friend of the program and guy I've gotten to know since we've got here, and just think about, the sacrifices that have been made in order for us to be able to do what we do, and we appreciate it a great deal. Just like last year, November is National Adoption Awareness Month, and obviously this is very important to Laura and I and very close to our heart. And our game Saturday will be the Wolfpack's Adoption Awareness Game. And we appreciate the willingness of the university and the athletic department to be able to do this. As this is very close to our heart, Laura and I are very proud to be advocates of the Washoe County Social Services Have a Heart foster care and adoption program. We're adoptive parents. We're very proud of that. It's not for everybody. We get that. We know that being a foster parent's not for everybody, but there's a huge amount of young people in foster care in our county, in Washoe County, and there are ways that a lot of people can help without being a foster parent. And one of the things that we're going to do this weekend is kick off the Reno Rodeo Denim Drive. There'll be areas for fans to, if they're out this week shopping, pick up a couple pair of jeans, socks, underwear, just things that kids need that we can help provide foster parents with. If anybody brings any of those items to the game Saturday, the volunteers will be on hand to collect them, and they'll get a towel. Laura and I kicked off the campaign with 100 pair of jeans to the Denim Drive, and we're excited and to be able to do that. There'll be 100 families here as guests of our program that are foster families from Washoe County. We're excited. We're going to give them a little glimpse behind the curtain, give them a little facility tour. Hopefully they'll be down by the locker room when the team arrives from the Wolfpack Walk so we can interact with them a little bit. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to visit with these families before the game. Great Clips, who has been a great sponsor and friend to the athletic department, is also going to be on hand. They'll be around the kids zone just inside of Gate 5 starting at 11 a.m. through halftime, and they'll be cutting some hair and painting silver and blue hair dye and having some fun. And any donation that goes to Great Clips for their haircut will go to the Washoe County Have a Heart program. So we're excited about that, and obviously, this is something near and dear to Laura and I, and again, we're just appreciate the opportunity to be associated with it, and hopefully we can help a little bit. On to San Jose. This is a best 4 and 5 team I've studied. I think they're really, really good. I really do. I think they're exceptionally well coached. Coach Carragher has done a really nice job. The two coordinators, Coach Borges and Coach Robinson, are just veterans in the coaching circles, just well-renowned coaches. To younger coaches, they're almost legendary. I mean, these guys have been around a long time, coached at some incredible places, have had a lot of great results, and you can see the imprint that Coach Robinson's having in year 2 and Coach Borges in year 1. I also think they have some really exceptional players. They have individuals that are really, in my opinion, some of the best in the Mountain West Conference at their positions. They've lost one of the best in the league at his position to an injury, unfortunately, in the wide receiver Winston. But, I think they're really, really good. The 4 and 5, I think, is a little bit deceiving. You look at the Auburn game in particular, got my attention. I studied it yesterday. It is a 28-21 game late in the fourth quarter at Auburn. That's not easy to do. BYU, they have a chance. They're one play from winning the game. BYU's a very good opponent. And they've played some, a very thorough defeat of Fresno State at home, and I think Air Force is one of the best teams in the league. They were up in a dogfight with them. I mean, they've been in every game's been highly competitive. Offensively, I think they present issues in their multiplicity. There's a lot of shifts, motions, different looks every week. There's going to be a package per week. Obviously, we're going to have to get adjusted quickly. I think they have more standout playmakers on offense. I'm not being disrespectful to their defense, but in terms of just individual players offensively, they have a couple guys that jump off the tape. Kenny Potter, the quarterback, is one of these guys that you look at him and say, he doesn't throw it quite great. He does, you could pick him apart if you wanted to, but the reality of it is, and I know why, after having studied them, that the coaches decided he was the guy, and he just makes plays. He's a tough sucker. He can make plays with his feet. He just finds a way to get it done. He's a competitive dude. You can see it on film. He's energetic. It looks like his teammates like playing for him. He's good. And then Billy Freeman, the tight end, I think their coaches have done a really nice job of moving him all around and being creative and trying to find ways to get him opportunities. He's not, overwhelming size-wise. He's 6'3", 230, but is just a crafty player, knows how to run routes, catches the ball well, makes plays after the catch. So, offensively, they have some guys clearly that have our attention. Defensively, the first thing that you think of is aggressive. They're very aggressive. They're going to attack you downhill. They are, again, on defense, I think, very multiple. They'll show you different pressures every week. It's clear that they do a nice job of game planning per opponent. Again, another well-coached unit. The one thing that sticks out to me about San Jose State, they're good on all three levels. They have good defensive linemen. They have a really good Mike linebacker and a freshman Will linebacker that's playing very well, and I think their DBs could be as good a collection as we've seen the whole year. Isaiah Irving, 53, the defensive end, is the guy that jumps out to you in the front. He's a high motor guy, plays 6'3", 250-ish type guy, but plays with great power. Really knows how to get his pads underneath the offensive lineman's pads. Christian Tago, the middle linebacker, and if it's Tago, I apologize, but he's a really good player. I thought very highly of him last year, and he's playing very well. Frankie Ginda, the freshman will linebacker, somebody that we knew very well in recruiting, and quite honestly, we wanted him. We just ran out of spots, and you can see he's starting as a true freshman, and you can see why people thought highly of him. He's a very good football player, and he's going to be a really good football player as he gets older. The two corners, Wallace and Pruitt, are both very good players. Very good players. They both, I think, have 3 interceptions each. Wallace takes back a pick against BYU for a touchdown late in the first half, which was really a pivotal play in the game. I think they're very good. They're going to play man. They're going to play some 2. The safeties are going to be low. We're going to see safeties blitzing. This is going to be a heck of a battle, and that's what we're preparing ourselves for. I thought Monday our guys did a nice job. We got, we wrapped up all our Fresno review and corrections, and we moved on to San Jose pretty quickly. We had a good practice on Monday. We went out there this morning and found about 3.5 inches of wet snow on our field, but we flagged down a guy on a John Deere and got some shovels out there, and we even had my man Matt Moen, who's been redshirted this year with an injury, was was out there sweating, shoveling for an hour. So we got a good practice in today. And to be honest with you, I'm proud of our guys, because that could have been a distraction, with the weather that we got in the area last night and how it kind of hit us late. And, we practice in the mornings now, so not like the grounds crew had, all day to get it ready. So we had to wing it a little bit this morning, but I thought the guys did a really nice job. We ended up having a really good practice. So we're going to have a great week of preparation. There's no doubt about it. And, this is going to be a big challenge. We're going to have to, in my opinion, play our best game so far this year. That's always our goal, is to see if we can go play our best football of the year. And I think that's what's going to take this weekend. So with that, we'll take any questions.
Consistency has been a problem for you guys throughout the season. How do you attack that going into this game to try and keep up the win from last week?
Well, I think we took a step in beating Hawaii and Fresno back-to-back and stringing together some good or 2 wins back-to-back. And I think our ability to remain focused and stay humble and keep working hard and learn lessons from those 2 wins and try and replicate what we did well and try and fix what we did poorly. It's not a conscious decision that, hey, we won one, now we can, everybody can take a breath. That's not how it goes. I think, with only 12 seniors on the team and really only about 6 or 7 that play significant downs, 6, 7, or 8, but it's not a huge number. I think some of the younger players have started to figure it out here in the second half about what it takes to compete week in and week out at this level, and hopefully we'll continue to, I hope, show some growth in that department.
When you watch the end of the BYU game, as a coach, as a football fan, when you see that they go for the win, do you applaud that kind of aggressive, let's get the win?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what, if you're trying to get to say, hey, what would you have done? That's really easy when you're sitting on your couch. But I have an appreciation for the courage that it takes to make that call, because the minute you make it, you know what you're opening yourself up to. And Coach Carragher clearly had he had a decision in mind. He didn't waver. I was watching the game on TV. My wife had fallen asleep, and I wanted to stay up and watch the end of it. And I never saw the field goal team run on the team. It was onto the field. It was clear he had made a decision, and I applaud him for that. In our world, especially in this day and age of Twitter and social media and how quickly people will condemn every decision that you make, the minute you make that decision, the scrutiny is going to rain down from everywhere. But it's coaching. If he makes it, he's a genius. If he doesn't, he's a dope. But I applaud the conviction that he showed. He had no doubt about it. He sent a message to his team: I believe in you. We're going to go win this game. And it was the difference was about 6 inches when you watch the play on film. It's about 6 inches. And the safety number 30 from BYU made a heck of a play, recognizing what was going on. And not only to call the 2-point play, but to call that play. Good for them.
It's in a conference full of great running backs. You touched on Irvin. Does it seem like every single week it's like, boy, we got another?
Yeah, it felt like for a couple of years this was the league of the quarterback, right? It was Carr, and it was Grant up in Boise, and Fales, and all these guys, Cody, it was the league of the quarterback. And now it seems like it has become, in this cycle, there are 7 or 8 real running backs in this league. And I believe that we have a couple real ones, but you look up and boy, they're everywhere. This is a really good year for running backs in our league. Somebody told me that Hill at Wyoming, Brian Hill, was a true sophomore, which bothers me because I was kind of hoping he was in his 3rd year and might declare for the draft. But there's some really good players in this league, and Irvin and Pumphrey remind me of each other. They're not built like the prototypical 195-pound, rocked up. They're not built like Hill at Wyoming, who is literally 6'1", 215 pounds. These guys are electric. They will, even when you have the ball leveraged, they are fast enough to circle your defense, and they are quick enough to make you miss in a hole and then hit the accelerator and run away. So I think one of the things that one of the things that BYU did really well on film, and one of the things that I thought San Diego State did really well on film, was get off blocks and get multiple hats to the ball. And that's going to be a big point of emphasis for us. If we're counting on one guy getting get guy down on every place, it's not going to happen. We got to be running on defense, and we got to get multiple hats to the football.
You listed a number of things that the Spartans do well. What attribute is going to be the toughest for you guys?
Well, I mean, first of all, defensively, you got to stop Irvin. And frankly, you got to stop him in the kicking game too, because he's a punt returner and their kickoff returner. I mean, he's their best player on offense. We have to try to do our best to limit his productivity. The second thing we need to do is cover the tight end 18 and make sure that, because he's kind of become the go-to guy since the receiver got hurt, and make sure that he's accounted for, especially in third and medium situations. They're looking for him. So, and then for us on offense, I mean, we are who we are, and we're going to do what we do. We just got to do it a little bit better. And obviously, with an aggressive defense like this, we have to stay out of third and long. We've got to protect the quarterback. And, we've run the ball okay this year, pretty good. It's been, when our offense is clicking is when we can make some plays in the passing game, which obviously we did against Fresno. We need to be able to do that, because we're going to see some one-on-one coverage by some good corners, and we're going to have to go make some plays.
You alluded to the size of the senior class. Not a whole lot of them, but boy, I mean, like, pretty important players on this team. What have they meant to this year's team?
Well, I understand it's their last go-around here at home, but it's hard. Honestly, it's hard for me to. I haven't gotten into a frame of mind where I'm looking back yet, because I feel like we have a lot of football still in front of us. I mean, we got hopefully we have 2 games guaranteed, hopefully a third, and if everything hit right, you might have a fourth. So I haven't gotten into that mode where you're looking back quite yet, and I'm not ready to say goodbye. We're saying goodbye at home, and I hope with a 55-degree day and a 1 o'clock kick, the students will come out, and I really hope the community will come out and support these guys for their last home game. Just off the cuff, they've meant a great deal. These guys really had to go through the transition. The vast majority of them were not recruited by our staff yet. Early in their careers, they had to go through a transition. And we appreciate the ones that have stuck with us and done it right. And people say, how successful is this group? Well, to be honest with you, we won't know for about 20 years. But my hunch is we're going to have a lot of great husbands and dads. We're going to have a lot of guys that are going to be successful professionally. We're going to have a lot of leaders in their communities. I think we're going to have a handful that are going to play pro football, and if that's their dream, I hope that happens for them. I probably feel a little bit more personally connected to this group than I have previous ones, just because we've been together longer, and we've kind of gone through some of the ups and the downs. I mean, I hope that we can send this group out in their last home game the right way. But at the same time, we are not going to allow ourselves to talk about last home game, because you cannot become emotionally hijacked by that. I mean, how great was senior day last year? We got thumped, and it's not a good memory. And I'm sure I owe Jim Hoffer $5 now. I said I wouldn't say senior day after Monday. So it's $5 into the coach's fine jar. You got to go win the game, and then we can take a minute or two afterward and reminisce and hopefully take a nice photo with that group on the field. But you got to go win the game, or play our best, and let's see what happens.
Their defensive backs are obviously very good. It doesn't seem like they get a ton of pass rush. I think only 10 sacks this season. Why have they been able to stop the pass game so well, and why are these 2 cornerbacks so good?
Well, for what it's worth, they've played Air Force, they've played Auburn, they've played some teams that really deal exclusively in the run game. So I think that skews the stats a little bit. I think some people, when you look at them statistically, people are running the ball better against them than they are throwing against them. Some of it is if you can run it and you're running it for 5 yards a clip, you're not necessarily going to start chucking it all over the place. But I think schematically they're really disciplined. They're a great zone team. They don't chase stuff out of their zones. They put their hands on people. They reroute. I think the corners are very handsy. They clutch and grab a little bit, and we're going to have to, certainly not counting on the flags to come out, so we're going to have to get our hands, get their hands off of us and deal with that. And then, I think they're good. I mean, they're just good. The two corners are good. While they don't have a ton of sacks, they do bring some unique pressures in terms of blitzes, and it forces the ball to come out quickly. So while they have not statistically may not rank in the tops in the leagues in terms of sacks, they are pressuring effectively, and I think that gets lost sometimes, that if on 3rd and 10 you have to throw the ball 5 yards to get it out quickly, then they tackle, then it did its job, sack or not. You got off the field. So I think they do that pretty well as well as rush the passer. We good?
One last question. You always take it, one game season, one game at a time. But
Don't ask me about 6 wins.
Okay.
Is that where you're going?
Yeah, it was.
1-0 at
If
the
there's
end.
been any talk about that.
There's not been in our meeting room, and there will not be. Our theme doesn't change because of where we're at in the season. I'm sure the players are aware, but it's not something that we're going to talk about. I mean, are we going to try harder because it would be the 6th win? We try as hard as we can every time we go out there. Some weeks it goes good, some weeks it doesn't, but it's not because we're not trying. And our goal on Saturday, our goal is to be 1-0 at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. If we can do that, then whatever comes with it will be great. But our sole focus is on trying to win one game, and that's Saturday, against San Jose.
Have you given it any thought that this is your last game at Mackey, or are you not looking at senior day in that regard?
Yeah, I definitely thought about it. Bittersweet. When you're a freshman, they tell you that this time is going to come fast. You never really pay attention to it until you're in the driver's seat, and that is the case. But yeah, I definitely gave thought, and just want to go out and enjoy it.
Last couple senior days haven't gone so well. Is it hard, do you think, to deal with the emotion, looking at how other seniors dealt with this game and the preparation for it?
Those are just games that we happen to lose. Whether it's senior day or not, you always try to go out there and win the game. I'm not sure what emotions I would have to, derail us from, the goal of being 1-0 at the end of the week. Those games just didn't go how we thought they would. I don't think it had anything to do with senior day. But definitely getting a win in your last game in Mackey is the goal. So that's what we plan on doing.
Usually senior day is time for reflection and things of that nature, I guess. Have you gotten everything you wanted to out of the college experience?
No, you always can look back and say what I should have did and could have did. But I feel like senior day, whatever, is a little bit better. Maybe if it's your last game of the season, but with the fact that we still have 2 more games afterwards, it's hard to feel like that emotion of it being senior night.
What are your thoughts on Tyler Irvin and what does he bring to the field?
He's a fast guy. If you jump out of your gap, he will find it. He likes to bounce around the edge and try to beat you with his speed. But if you get 3-4 hats to the ball, everybody chasing, everybody doing their job, you can stop anybody.
In your time here, have you seen a collection of running backs this good throughout the conference?
Probably not. I really don't pay attention to running backs. I pay attention to offensive linemen. Since I've been here, I think our running backs have been the best backs. So I get to see great backs in fall camp and spring ball. But I mean, with 11 hats on one guy, can't really do much. So I mean, yeah, these backs are pretty good, but I think we got the best backs.
Coming off of the win, how confident are you guys going against the Spartans?
Very confident. We go into every game confident. It's just about execution, doing your job, not allowing the offense to put points on the board and for our offense to put points on the board. So, I mean, confidence has never been an issue, never will be, but we're hoping to stack 3 together.
Coach said you guys haven't really spoke about the 6 wins, but as you as players and as teammates and as friends, have you guys been talking about it?
No, not really, because, I mean, no diss, but 6 wins get you to a not-so-great bowl game. 8 or 9 wins get you to a bowl game where, you know, it might be sunny, might get some good gifts. So, I mean, 6 is just to get eligible. But, I mean, no, we ain't really talked about it. We know this is a must-win. We know all our games are must-wins, and hopefully another team loses one that they're not supposed to, and we can sneak into that championship.
What's going on?
Is it hard for you to believe that this is your final home game?
I mean, it has to come at some point. So I'm not too strung out on it. I mean, it's kind of sad that it's going to be, you know, the last time in Mackey, but I'm excited. Hopefully that brings out a lot of people, and it's a great environment.
Everyone says this day kind of sneaks up on a player. Did it sneak up on you?
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. I mean, this season has been just blowing by like that. You know, we're in fall camp, then you look up, boom, it's week 5, and then now we're to a point like we're almost, you know, ending this thing out. So, yeah, it for sure snuck up on me.
Do you feel like you guys are coming off of what you think could be the best collective game that you guys have had?
We can always play better. I mean, that's just the competitor in me, and you know the guys around me. We look at film and we notice the things that we do good, but we always magnify the things that we do bad. And there's always that, oh, we could have did that so much better, or we could have made so much more of this. So we looked at the film, and you know we just plan on building off of that, and those things that we saw that we should have capitalized on. We feel like we could take advantage of them this week.
Coach talked about how aggressive the Spartans' defense is. What do you have to do personally to have a good game once again?
Run the ball. We got to run the ball effectively early instead of late, I think. And when we get one-on-one opportunities on the other side, I think our guys, you know, Hassan, Jericho, I think they can go make those plays. So, you know, they go beat man coverage, and you know we take care of everything that all the junk that they bring up front. We'll be fine.
Coach, this is one of the best 4 and 5 teams he's seen. What do you think of San Jose State? I mean, better than their record would indicate.
I feel like we've played a lot of people that are better than their record too. So, I mean, what we've learned throughout this season, it just doesn't really matter by record, no matter what, no matter who you play. It just matters who's coming to play. That's all around the country. There's teams that lose to teams they're not supposed to, and there's teams that, you know, just beat people that they're not expected to either. So we just don't look at the record anymore. You know, we just want to put our best foot forward, work hard all week, and not lay an egg on the weekend. We want to be able to go play.
When you think about national news talking about the duo of you and Butler together, what do you think of as you guys as a unit together?
This is something we've expected. We set a goal in the beginning of the year, where Coach Herb, it's something he takes a lot of pride in. He said that he wants to have the best backfield in the country, and we want to be, you know, in that conversation.
With this being senior day game, I guess, how do you want this senior class to be remembered?
Just great leaders, guys that love the game, guys that, you know, were servant leaders to the people around them. Passionate individuals about the game and about everything that we do, and you know that's the legacy I hope that we leave. I feel like our senior class, a group of guys, have done nothing but that. So yeah, that's why I hope we leave it.
I'm sure you spend more time looking at their defense than their offense, but have you seen Tyler Irvin play? And I guess what have been your thoughts about him?
Incredible. I mean, Mountain West. Everybody's sleeping on us, but I think we got some of the best backs in the country. I mean, by conference, I think we do. But yeah, like I said, he's incredible. That dude, he's fast, and when defense is given the opportunity to go get outside and go hit the gas pedal, and he'll do it. I'm confident in our defense, though. Really confident.
Do you think there'll be extra emotion with this being your last game? Probably being honored before the game. I'm not sure what they have in the works, but I mean, do you feel like it'll feel like a different game?
No, not really. Taking it back to like high school days, you just think of what's in store for your future, and what you need to do on that day is go out, not get emotionally hijacked, as Coach Polian, he's been telling us all week, and just perform.
What are you looking forward to the most?
Going out and getting the win. Our sights are set on, making a Mountain West championship, and, these next 3 games are the stepping stones to leading us to that. So getting this win, burying it, and then getting on to the next week is what will feel the best.
You feel like the next 3 weeks will kind of define how successful this season was, how you look back on it, 5-10 years from now?
Definitely. We've had weeks where we've shown great improvement. We've had weeks where we've relapsed into old habits, that got us beat. But I feel like these next 3 games can show what type of grit we have as a team. And, looking back in 20 years, saying, we didn't have a great start to our season, but hey, we won out and we showed up in the Mountain West Championship. That's something great to look on in 20 years from now. So that's the goal. And, this weekend coming up, we got to just take it one game at a time and go perform.
You're one of the few guys who was actually here for 5 years, a part of the senior class. I guess, what do the other seniors in this class mean to you?
Everything, man. He says 5 years. That's more time than the guys I spent in high school with, and probably have about 2 buddies from high school. But I feel like here it's just brotherhood. You're in the locker room with them every day, and that's the difference between high school and college. High school you have class and you look forward to going out and playing football and whatnot. But now it's like football is so much a part of you that you wake up, it's football. You go to class, get out of class, football. You go to sleep thinking about football. So it's constantly football. And you're constantly around the same guys. You just build such strong relationships that, last a lifetime. But they mean everything to me. They're guys that, a few years from now, we'll still be in touch, still doing the same goofy things we always do. So it's cool.
You look at the stats in the first half defense you guys have played in Mountain West, play the second half defense. It's pretty startling. Do you see a different defense in the second half, or are those numbers just kind of a coincidence?
It's not a coincidence, and it's not something you can really pinpoint exactly what it is and why we are so efficient in the second half. Like I said, we know we have to do. It just sometimes it takes, a few quarters, which it's not the best thing, but, given that our offense comes through and they make plays for us and we hold teams to little to no points, it's always been on the good side for us. But going into these next 3 games, we can't do that. And that's something we gotta work on. We gotta just go out and not shoot ourselves in the foot with penalties, with mistakes that are simple that we work on all week. So it's just a matter of us going out, playing a complete game, and just getting it done.